Hello guys, welcome back again, Generic Goals. Sa videong ito, muli po tayo mag-share ng isang informative videos. Ito po ay patungkol sa isang video, Philippines Travel Update. Latest to, mula po to sa channel ni Ma'am Adventure America. Ayan, kay Ma'am Jocelyn. So, panoorin po natin sa mga gusto ng bagong info. Ayan, para sa mga OFW. Guys, ang video ito ay para sa inyo. Okay, let's go to the video. Pero bago yan, bago ang lahat, guys, kung bago ka dito sa aking channel, gusto mong sumuport sa channel na ito, please subscribe sa channel ko. Click mo na rin ang notification bell para lagi kitang ma-update. Okay, let's go to the video.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jocelyn, and for today's topic, I'm going to provide you the latest travel restrictions in the Philippines. This is regarding the requirement.
Ayan, so post ko lang. So ang latest requirements travel sa Pilipinas ngayon. So alam naman natin na hinahanap pa rin ang lahat ng detalye, ang COVID-19 test at saka ang ating One Health Pass. So yun, magandang informasyon to.
Of a 48-hour negative test prior to arrival.
Tama.
Is it possible that the RT-PCR test could be dropped soon as a COVID entry requirement?
Posible.
There is a huge possibility that Philippines will adopt the antigen test requirement for entry by April 1st.
Posible.
However, we don't know all the details regarding this information. But there are different scenarios. First, who will be required RT-PCR test by April, and who will be allowed to enter using antigen test only. Please take note that if you are a Filipino,
Ayan, guys.
whether you are an overseas
Take note.
Filipino worker or non-overseas Filipino worker, or a dual citizen or a permanent resident in another country, you actually have two options. Your first option is
Good
to
know that.
present a 48-hour negative test. The other option is that if you are a fully recovered individual who
Ayan.
recovered from COVID-19, you must present two positive tests with specific requirements. Let me provide you the specific travel requirement for this 48-hour negative test. So here is the actual wording. Present a negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours prior to the date and time of departure from the country.
Ayan guys, ang 48 hours pala daw dito, base sa info nating nalalaman, ang 48 hours guys ay nag-i-start po to sa panahon ng yung pagtusok ng ilong mo o pag-test mismo, hindi yung
of
from the
origin or
result.
first port of
Ayan,
embarkation
clarify lang
in a
natin.
continuous travel to the Philippines, excluding layovers, provided that he or she has not left the airport premises or has not been admitted into another country during such layover. Let's talk about who are required to present a 48.
Yan. Oo. So tama yan. Dapat hindi ka talaga lumabas sa airport. Kung ikaw ay mayroong connecting flight, dapat nasa airport ka lang. Pag lumabas ka raw ng airport, hindi na covered
Our
yun.
negative test.
Kaya take note sa lahat ng
Let me
nagbibiyahe.
provide you the foreign nationals required to present the negative RT-PCR test. Please remember at the beginning of this video, I discussed the two options
Magandang
for
impormasyon din to.
Filipinos. But for all foreign nationals, you don't have an option to present the fully recovered individual from COVID. All foreign nationals, including former Filipino citizens, foreign spouse, foreign child, and foreign tourists, whether included in visa-free countries or not. So all foreign nationals, if you are a former Filipino citizen or a balikbayan, unfortunately, you must also present a 48-hour negative test. You don't have that option of presenting the fully recovered from COVID requirements because that is only applicable to Filipino citizens or Filipino passport holders. Where can you obtain a faster RT-PCR
Ayan.
test result.
take note, all foreign national.
When searching online, use the words RT-PCR test for international travel near me, and it will show you the different options. For example, this website has offers RT-PCR test, but it will cost you $225 for 30 minutes. You can get the results for 30 minutes as of the
Oh. Ayan. So nakikita nyo guys, sobrang mahal pala sa mga individual na hindi OFW. Kaya napakamahal talaga.
this time antigen
Sarili
test
nilang
is not
shoulder ang
accepted in the
kanilang PCR
Philippines.
test.
RT-PCR test is the only acceptable testing requirement. Let me give you more options. Let's check fasttestnow.com. There are different requirements when going for a testing service. First, you may be asked to find your location. If you go to your local pharmacy, it could take you longer to get your results, so I would recommend
Ang information na ito guys ay for in general sa lahat ng OFW, sa lahat ng gustong pumasok sa
going
bansang
to a
Pilipinas.
private lab
Kaya take note po sa lahat.
to get tested for international travel. There are several options online. All you have to do is to search. This one, the amount is $249. This is the cheapest. And the other one is the 3-hour turnaround time. It's $299. And the urgent one, the RT-PCR test, it will cost you $395. It is really expensive to use the same day test results.
Napakamahal
I
sa
would
individual.
recommend to shop around to
Napakamahal.
find a reasonable amount for your RT-PCR test if you're going to get it on the same.
Maganda ang pag-vlog nito ni Ma'am Jocelyn kasi dito in-emphasize niya kung ano yung mga website na dapat mong papasokin. So, kumpleto sa detalye guys, kaya
Day.
yan, subscribe natin siya.
If you
Dagdagan
can
natin yung kanyang
find the
subscriber.
cheapest option for your RT-PCR test within 48 hours, then go for it. Let's find another option. Let's try this samedayhealth.com. You have an option to visit a lab, or you can book an appointment where a house call could be done and you can get tested at home. Please take note that it
Yan, ang maganda dito guys, sa lahat dito sa website, so applicable na rin to sa iyong phone. Kung gusto mong i-search sa phone mo, hindi ka na kailangan gumamit pa ng desktop or laptop ba. Kung meron kang phone, smartphone
will
naman,
be more
nakaka-search
expensive
naman.
if
Kaya,
you get tested at
magandang
home.
input
So weigh the different options based on your budget and time. Let me provide different scenarios for those who are flying through direct flights, those who will have multiple flights from the same country, or multiple flights from different countries.
take note.
What happens if
Direct
you
flights,
exit
guys.
in a different country? Here's an example.
magandang tanong. Magandang tanong yan. So, sa mga mag-i-exit direct,
Straight
magandang
flight
tanong
or
to.
direct
So,
flight.
pakinggan
You must
natin.
take your RT-PCR test and get the results within 48 hours. For example, your flight is on March 24 at 6 a.m. You must take your test at 6 a.m. on March 22nd onward. So you must take the test and get the results within 48 hours. And then you arrive on March 26 in the Philippines. Let's use another example. Multiple flight in the same country. Take your RT-PCR test within 48 hours. For example, March 24 is your departure time at 1 p.m. You must take your test and get the results from 1 p.m. onward. So anytime within that time frame on March 22nd. This is just an example. Okay, multiple flights, different country. Same scenario, but different countries. March 24 departure, 6:30 a.m. So you must take your RT-PCR test on March 22nd, 6:30 a.m. onwards and get the results. I'm just showing you this example if you are in a multiple flight
tama.
and you are
So,
in
para
different
makaiwas ka
countries.
sa
However, if you are
expiration ng
exiting
iyong
another
PCR test.
country, for example, March 24, 1 p.m. is your departure time.
Ayan. Yan guys, ang napaka-importante. So kung mag-exit ka ng another country, bago sa origin na destination mo, kailangan kang mag-take ng another PCR test. So napakalinaw naman ang kanyang description dito, napakalinaw yung kanyang yung kanyang sinasabi dito. Kaya pakinggan natin guys. Kung hindi mo pa maintindihan yan, aywan ko lang.
Nationals with positive RT-PCR test, you can still enter the Philippines as long as you have a positive RT-PCR test not earlier than 10 days but not later than 30 days prior to the date and time of departure from the country of origin. Another positive test needed is your test taken within 48 hours prior to the date and time of departure from the country of origin. So you will have to present 2 positive tests in order to avail of this fully recovered rule for Filipino nationals. In addition, you must also present a medical certificate. There are certain requirements that you needed to comply for you to be able to use the medical certificate. The medical certificate must be issued by a licensed physician stating that the Filipino national, certifying that he or she
Ang in-specify niya dito sa mga fully recovered, sa mga
was
nagkaroon na ng COVID.
an asymptomatic, mild,
Ayan, so dapat
moderate,
mayroon kang
severe, or
medical
critical
certificate.
case of COVID-19 as the
Mas
case
kumpleto
may be,
dapat
or has
ang
completed
dito.
the mandatory isolation period. The isolation period is from the country of origin, not necessarily the isolation requirements in the Philippines. Also, must certify that the Filipino is no longer infectious and has
Ayan.
been allowed free movement and
Ayan.
travel. So in
Tama,
short,
tama.
the Filipino national must be cleared for travel. Here is the latest quarantine requirements for those fully recovered Filipino nationals with positive RT-PCR test results. For those who are vaccinated, there is actually no facility-based quarantine. All you have to do is self-monitor for any sign or symptom for 7 days, with the first day being the date of arrival, and shall be required.
Okay. So hanggang dito na lang muna siguro tayo. So ito alam niyo naman lahat to. Ayan, so latest na info, alam na natin to. So ayan guys. Napakaganda ang kanyang pagpaliwanag dito at maiintindihan mo naman talaga iniisa-isa niya. Kaya sa mga hindi pa nakasubscribe sa kanya, gusto mong dumalaw sa kanyang channel, ayan, lagay ko po sa description. Okay guys, maraming salamat sa lahat ng sumuporta. Thank you so much sa inyong panood.